Hello and welcome to the Flying P Podcast, Flyers podcast by fans for fans. Today's Saturday, November 2nd. I'm John.
And I'm Shane, and if you or a family member have been affected by mesothelioma, please reach out. It's okay. There's help out there. Let's drop the puck.
Jesus Christ. Cue music. Glad we're both slap happy because it's been a painful and kind of a decent week.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. 2 wins, 2 losses. One horrific loss, one really great win, one character win. So, God, it's been a week.
It has been a week, and we've missed 2 weeks of episodes due to work. So
we're back.
We're back.
Ready.
This one's gonna be.
It's going to be good.
Is it going to be good, or is it just going to be sloppy because we're out of it?
Well, we are also going to try a little bit of a different format today.
Yeah, so we're going to mention all the games at once instead
of
jumping around.
Right, yeah, so instead of breaking each game down individually, we're just going to mention the scores, talk a little bit about it, and then just get into just a big old Flyers discussion about what happened and what we have to look forward to. So without further ado, let's cover this week, starting with the Flyers versus the Columbus Blue Jackets.
This was actually a good game for us.
This was the character win. You know, we went down and then we had an explosion in the third and ended up winning 4-7. Shots were 26 Blue Jackets, 46 Flyers. We heavily won in faceoffs again at 65% compared to their 36%. Our penalty kill was perfect, and our power play was 2 for 4. We had 22 hits. This isn't a stat that I'm noticing as we go on. Only 7 blocked shots compared to Columbus Blue Jackets, 17.
Yeah, I guarantee Raffle was all of those blocked shots.
At least. There was a moment in last night's game where he went down the block a Subban thing, and it missed. But, I saw the look in his face. He did not want to block that shot.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to block a slap shot from Subban.
Anybody would have wanted to block that. So, Voracek opened up scoring, his third of the year with an assist from JVR. And then we gave up two goals in a row. Boone Jenner, and then
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Yeah, what a name. What a name. Opened up the second period. We had JVR tie it back up. Assist from Voracek and Ghost. It was a power play goal.
Yeah, that was a really feel-good goal. And then what happened after that?
Oh, well, Boone Jenner again decided to be like, hey, I'm here. He scored to close out the second. Starting the third, Flyers are going to go down 4-2 here with a Josh Anderson's first goal of the year. And that was a bang-bang play, I think, for that one. And then I think nobody saw this coming. We had Ghost first goal of the year, assist from Giroux and Hayes. JVR scored, assist from Provorov and Voracek. Kevin Hayes got an unassisted, shorthanded goal. That feels good. Michael Rappel scored an empty net assist from Hayes, and Konechny just puts the salt in the wound with his 5th of the year from Niskanen and Provorov, and that was a power play.
Nice power play goal from Konechny. Konechny has been on the board pretty much every game this season.
Agreed. You know, he was our player to watch,
some way.
And he has been the player to watch.
Yeah, he's, some may say, the only player to watch at times.
At times, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we're coming off that high into Flyers versus the Islanders. Now, this was a big game, and unfortunately it didn't go our way. But we watched the condensed game again, and there was definitely some good in this game. It got away from them. There was definitely a couple soft goals. But anyway, it was 5-3 Islanders. Shots were pretty even, 33 Islanders, 31 Flyers. Again, Flyers win the face-off department 55% to 46%.
No power play on either side.
Right, so penalty kill stepped up big for both teams. The Islanders threw 34 hits this game.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. And then there's that block stat off also.
Yeah,
right after that.
8 blocked shots off 33.
Yeah,
and I can kind of understand, the lesser blocked shots against Columbus because there were less shots. But I don't know. This is a game where you really needed to get bodies in front of the net.
I think those blocked shots, if we blocked more shots, that would have maybe turned the tide a little bit.
It's possible, impossible to say, but we started this game off right with Voracek scoring his 4th goal of the year, and then an onslaught happened. Anders Lee scored his 4th. Derek Brassard scored his 3rd. Ross Johnston scored his 1st goal. I think that was his first NHL point. I could be wrong.
I've never heard of him, so it might be.
Might be. Travis Konechny gets on the board again with his 6th from Braun and Hayes. And that's the end of the first. So
there's a lot going on in that first.
There was, and it was close. I mean, we end the first 2-3, and then the second is where it gets away from us. Ryan Pollock had just a slapper from the point, and Hart let that in. There's no excuse for that one. And
yeah, that was an ugly one.
Matthew Brazel, I don't know how to pronounce it. Barzal. I'm going to call him Brazel now.
Brazel.
Yeah, little Brazel Dazzle, scored his 5th goal of the year, and G got kind of a garbage goal late in the 3rd. It was a good goal, but it didn't really matter at that point. And this is a game that got away from the Flyers, and there were two soft goals let in by Hart. Not to say he didn't make some good saves, because he definitely had some saves, but you take those 2 soft goals away, and we're tied going into that 3rd instead of...
Well, I've been hearing a lot of the panic from the Hart.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the Hart panic.
Facebook is not a fun place right now.
No. We're going to get into that when I ask you some questions. But
let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling for now.
This was a big game because Islanders are the hottest team in the league right now. I mean, they won 7 or 8 in a row. I think we were the 8th. Lucky us. But the Flyers at this point had won like 3 in a row or 4 in a row. So it was kind of like, let's see who's better. And it wasn't the Flyers' night. And it most certainly was not our night against the Penguins. Now this is just... We have this little sheet in front of us where we like to put positives and negatives and try to, as we're watching the game. And we have a couple positives and we have 1 negative.
Our negative is
everything. This was just a horrible game. Elliott played bad. The team in front of him played bad. Defense played bad. Special teams played bad. There was just not a lot of fun things going on this game. And, oh, God, it's a tough game.
It was rough, yeah. Justin Schultz, Jared McCann, Dominic Simone, Sidney Crosby scored, Jake Gensel scored, Aston Reese scored, and Dominic Cahoon scored. And
then Lindblom with our lone goal from Coots and Ghost. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? We lost in shots, 37-30. We actually won in the hit department. That doesn't happen often. Again, we win in faceoffs, but what the hell does that matter?
Doesn't matter if you lose the game. And last season, we did great against the Pens. I don't know what happened here.
I mean, it depends. You're gonna... Best case scenario is you trade the series. You're not going to sweep them. But, I mean, we lost this one. We'll play them 3 more times. We just have to make sure we win those times, But this is I don't know. You want to come out and you want to move a little bit better than they did. And I think that both these losses are actually the same thing. We'll get into it later. We have 1 more game to cover. So, we started on a good note. We had two losses that sucked. And then last night, we get back on the right track against the Devils. Man, I do not envy being a Devils player right now.
Being a Devils player or a Devils fan,
Well, I
or
mean,
a Devils goaltender.
or a goal. Yeah, well, ooh, Snyder has had a rough go at it. He didn't even play last night. So the Flyers won last night, and we won the shot department, 31-26. But we actually lost in the face-off department last night.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often for us.
It doesn't. Now
we have pretty good face-off men.
Right. Now, this game looked a lot closer than what it really was, I think. We traded goals in every period. And then eventually went to overtime, and then a shootout, and Coots sealed the deal. But we lost a special team battle here. We were 0 for 3 on the power play, and we were 2 for 4 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, the penalty kill didn't look as good tonight, but it has been looking decent recently.
I think it's been looking decent and deadly, which is, I'm all about it.
Yeah, we're going to get into your little shorthanded goal theory, huh?
Ooh, yeah, we'll talk about it later.
All right.
So first and foremost, Wayne Simmons scores his first goal of the year against us. And you know what? Because we won the game, I'm happy for him.
How could he do this to us?
How could we do that to him?
How could we do that to him?
Anyway, Wayne, if you're listening to this, because I know you're definitely one of our 4 listeners, I just want to know that we love you, we miss you, and we wish you the best of luck.
If you ever want to come over, have dinner.
Just let us know.
Just let me know.
The Wayne train is always welcome.
Hit us up, flyingppodcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
We'll check for you.
And then, who scores next? Oscar Lindblom.
Oscar fucking Lindblom.
With a team leading 7 goals right now. I think we said Oscar Lindblom was going to make a step up this year, but I don't think any of us saw him leading the league in... not league, wow, that would be something else.
Yeah,
leading the team.
Pretty sure that goes to Pasternak.
Yeah, he's
like 20 goals in like 10 games.
20 goals? I don't think it's...
20 points in 10 games.
Yeah, I was about to say, 20 goals, 10 games?
That's like a season long for some guys.
That's like a couple seasons for some guys. So Coots gets the next goal, and that was a lot of stuff in front. It was a really great scramble.
Lindblom was the assist on that.
He was, so he had a 2-point night. I believe Konechny also had... No, okay.
Konechny was not involved in that goal.
Okay.
He was involved in the first period goal with Lindblom.
Sammy Vatanen scores on the power play to tie it up, and that's a power play. What are you going to do? Taylor Hall scores a really weird goal to start the third off.
Yeah, that was an odd one.
So we actually we were in chat for a little bit of this game. And
watched that one back a few times.
It looked to me initially like it was a very soft goal on Hart. But it looks like Braun was falling down after Hall, and his stick actually pierced Carter Hart's 5-hole, pushed him back in the net, and that's why the puck got through the 5-hole. It looks like it was closed, and then it was jammed open by a stick. Nothing that Braun could have done there. It was just a bang play.
Yeah, it was kind of a fluke of just the situation. 2 guys falling down, and Carter Hart was just like, what the hell is happening in front of me?
Right, so, I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what happened, but...
But then, what comes after?
What comes after?
My boy.
Your boy.
My boy.
Your
Joel Farabee.
Farabee. That's his name.
Oh, yeah. First goal of the season.
Finally,
and after having like 2 of them taken back, and then another one taken back after this goal.
And these are my favorite goals. It's not the goals that are flung past the goaltender without he can even react. I like the goals where the goaltender can react and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Blackwood got a piece of that, man. He clamped his arms down and it still trickled through. I mean, he tied the game and sent this game to overtime. Farabee's been, especially in that Penguins game, he was one of the few Flyers that looked good. So
yeah. Him and Niskanen and Raffl have been the most noticeable to me. And they were the 3 guys involved on this play.
Absolutely. Raffl especially has been really good. And so obviously we go to overtime and G was this close.
Yeah, just a little bit of post.
This close to
Everyone
ending
thought
it with
went in.
2 seconds left.
Yeah.
We go to overtime, and Coots seals the deal with the Forsberg. Very, very, very nice.
Peter would have been proud.
I think Peter is proud. So we end this stretch 2-2.
2-2, yeah. Based off of what you see on Facebook, Twitter, social media, you would think that they've lost every game they've played so far.
Well, Flyers fans are, rightfully so,
A little frustrated.
they don't want a middling season, and we don't want that either. But I do believe Flyers fans are a little bit hasty. You know, they see a loss against the Penguins, and then all of a sudden the Boo Birds come out. They're like, "Oh, we gotta play with some grit. We gotta play with some heart.
Play with some grit. You need some heart. They just gotta wake up.
They just gotta wake up. They gotta hustle.
Like, thanks, coach.
Yeah, like, oh, wow, that's all they need to do. Oh.
Just wake up.
Just wake up. So, yeah, the effort in that Penguins game is pathetic. But here's the thing.
Yeah, well, there was no excuse for that game either.
No, and we're not making excuses for them.
They deserve every bit of criticism they got during that game.
Good teams have bad games. I mean, Tampa Bay had 4 of them in a row in the playoffs against Columbus, you know?
There was a lot of teams that got swept in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's going to happen. You're going to lose games you're supposed to win. You're going to win games you should lose, you know? But the point is to win more than you lose, obviously. And if looking back for me, Flyers have passed the eye test on most of their games, even their losses. The only games where I think they've truly been outworked were that Penguins game, a little bit of that Islanders game, and the Calgary game. So those are 3 losses that they have that I think they deserve. But I don't know. Their other losses, they've played better. They've run into a hot goaltender or I don't know. I'm not really worried about this Flyers team right now.
I'm not super worried about them in context to the rest of the league.
Right.
I mean, we see things like the Sabres, who came out super strong for the first 2 months of the season already.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're playing like an AHL team again, like they do every year.
But it's we have an 82 game season, and we're only like 10 games into that 82 game season. There's going to be ebbs and flow for each team. Nobody stays good the entire year.
I just don't want to see another 10 game losing streak.
No, that is
unacceptable.
If that happens, John, I'm going to be very unhappy.
It's just gonna be 45 minutes of you straight crying.
Listen, I'm a pretty optimistic guy, as I'm sure you guys know. I will always err on the side of it's not that bad. You know, some people are hitting the panic button already. I'll never do that. If they do another 10-game losing streak, I don't think I'll ever stop shitting on them. I can't do 3 10-game losing streaks in a row. I can't even believe that we are the first team in the NHL to go on a 10-game winning streak and not make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, huh?
What a freaking stat, John.
Speaking of stats,
I love stats. Hit me.
We have a team that we're going to play coming up, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
We have the same record.
We have. Well, they've played 2 more games with us, but they've lost them in the overtime.
Yeah, because they suck.
So, just a few things to point out here. Austin Matthews, who is a center, compared to Travis Konechny, who is now listed as a center.
Let's talk about that for a minute real quick.
Well, let me just get the stat out of the way real quick. Austin Matthews is only 2 points ahead of Konechny.
Really?
16 points. Yeah, he's 11 goals, 5 assists. Travis Konechny is 6 goals, 8 assists.
Wow. How about that?
Oscar Lindblom has 7 goals.
He's a team-leading 7 goals.
So, compared to this Toronto Maple Leafs team, and with Tavares missing or out, we actually have a chance against this, I think.
Well, here's the thing. I guess it comes down to how good do you think the Flyers are. And I think that we're a good team. I don't know how good. We have to wait to see how things mesh. There's still a lot of moving parts. And I still think the Flyers are definitely still learning the system. That's very evident of the Islanders and the Penguins game. But
especially with AV shuffling everything every single game, which I get why he's doing it, but that still can be a detriment to the team.
But you know what? I know people don't like that. I like it.
I mean, he's got to find something.
I feel like
he's a new coach for us. This is what could be a quote-unquote new team. So
yeah, there was a lack of experimentation with Hackstall, if you think about it. He had his set things, and he would move veterans around, but like the top six of the Flyers never changed, even, throughout the good and the bad. So I'm totally like moving Travis Konechny to center and Coots to the wing. Like, if you think, I know people are not going to be happy about that because Coots is one of the better face-off guys in the league, but I like it because let's experiment. Why not?
That would explain why our face-off stat was so much lower last game.
Would it though? Because Konechny was 10 for 13.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Last season he was 30%. I know he was a wing last season.
Right.
But...
And that's, I don't know if all...
Did he just, start practicing? He's just, I'm going to start doing face-offs now, coach.
Coach, put me in, coach.
Coach!
Konechny was 78% on the face-off last night.
78%. That's pretty fucking good.
8%. He led the team.
Freaking good.
Led the team. So, I don't know. I like it just simply because... Why not experiment? Right now, Konechny's got some swag to his game. He's leading the team. He's one goal behind Lindblom. He's the best Flyer out there right now. I mean, and it's evident. And he came in the faceoff and actually created a couple solid chances off of his faceoffs. So, I don't know what AV's necessarily thinking. Maybe, I don't know if this is Konechny related or Coots related, but part of me just thinks that Konechny's hot right now. AV's recognizing that and is just kind of trying to maybe use that confidence and see if maybe center works out a little bit better, or maybe this is something they've been practicing for a while and they wanted to try it out in game.
Well, Konechny did traditionally have defensive issues.
Right.
So putting him in center might build up some of that defensive repertoire.
It could.
Make him a better all-around player.
It would. And part of me thinks that maybe this move is Patrick related. So why don't we talk about that for a little bit? So
Nolan Patrick, it's possible he won't come back for the rest of the season.
Yeah, because...
it hasn't been outright said, but there has been no change in his condition.
Right. And then at that point, migraines are tough, man. Migraines are really tough. I really feel for Patrick right now because you don't know why they're being caused. And the only thing you can do is try medication and wait. He can't push himself while he's getting these headaches, and shutting him down for the year may be the best option for him, for his health and for his future.
At that point, though, that opens up some. Well, no, not really. He's not on a real contract yet, so.
No.
I was going to say it would open up some cap space if he was on long-term IR, but.
It would open up some space, for sure.
Yeah, but he's an entry-level contract still.
Yeah, but we could bring... So, yeah, the Flyers are going to need to make a decision, and either we put... I think there's no change. It's been a couple weeks. We're 10 games in. Just put him on the IR. He has to be out for 2 weeks at that point, and then when he's ready, he's ready. But this would, free up some money, and we're very much up against the cap space this year.
Yeah, we don't have much room.
No, so yeah, Nolan Patrick could miss this year. That's gonna suck. That's really not gonna be good. We're gonna need another center. Do we trade for one, or do we bring somebody up? Because I know someone named Morgan Frost, who's a center, who currently is leading the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he should be.
8 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points.
That's nearly a point per game.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine he should be able to do better than that. But.
Well, you got to remember, the first 3 games, he was pointless.
Yeah.
So, for 3 games, he was pointless, coming off a groin injury, right?
Yeah.
Then that's going to affect your skating, and that's everything. And that's something that people, like these goal scorers, it's their shot doesn't ever go away. Like Kovalchuk, he still has a deadly shot. The difference is he doesn't have the legs to get him in that spot anymore.
He's basically 50 years old.
Yeah, he's like at least 68,
At least 60.
Yeah, they'd be better with Steve Mason out there.
Steve Mason in all of his pads.
Yeah.
Just, he's going to skate.
Yeah, Sniper Steve Mason. Haven't you ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm. He has to use the goaltender stick, though.
He does. He does. So, in Morgan Frost's last 5 games with the Phantoms, he has put up 2 goals and 5 assists to get 7 points. So, I think this is a team very much in transition, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it 1,000 times until everyone's tired of hearing it. This team is going to be dependent on the young guys stepping up. This is admitted by AV. It's admitted by Fletcher. And we're seeing a lot of that with Konechny and Lindblom. These are two guys that we're like, all right, it's time. It's your time to shine. And they have. This second line is by far, other than that stretch where they have a lot of goals against, they are the best offensive line for the Flyers. But what scares me is, while Konechny is absolutely leading the team in goals, Lindblom and Lindblom's -4, Konechny's -3, and they have the most points.
They're always on the ice, though.
They are.
AV relies on them a lot.
He does, but they don't pull in more minutes than that top line, though.
Well, they shouldn't be.
Not that plus minus is. I think you can read into it as much or as little as you want.
There's plenty of reasons to say, screw plus minus is no good, but there is a little bit of value you can get out of that. I mean, they were on the ice in some fashion.
Pop quiz. Who do you think is leading the team in plus minus?
Which way? Negative or
Both.
positive? Positive, I'm going to say JVR. Negative, I'm going to say Provorov.
Wrong. Giroux is leading it with +5, and Braun is leading the negative category with -9.
-9?
-9.
He's giving Klingberg a run for his money.
It was -10, right?
-10 Klingberg.
Yeah, so, but that's the thing. I've also thought Braun's looked pretty good so far. You know, he's been on the ice for some goals, but that's the thing. He's on the ice when the best guys are out. He's going to get scored on. It's just a matter of negating those chances. So, I think this second line we have, if they can prove that they're not a defensive liability, and if this top line remains average, which is what I'd say, you know, they're getting their chances. It's just they're not capitalizing on them. So as long as
We've seen a lot of JVR.
We've seen a lot of. I think JVR's looked good. I do. It hasn't. I don't know. Kind of has though. I mean, JVR went on a huge explosion, a huge burst recently.
Yeah, he. I mean, if I need a net front guy, I'm always going to trust JVR.
Right. Yeah.
The rest of the team, not so much. Konechny had a nice deflection off of that Braun shot.
He did.
And,
he did.
That was the Islanders game, right?
It was the Islanders game. So you know what I've noticed?
What?
Our penalty kill.
Specifically, what about the penalty kill chain?
We're very aggressive.
We are very aggressive.
We only have one shorthanded goal right now.
But we have like 6 shorthanded attempts.
Yeah, I think
like 3 games.
Yeah, and then we can even go back to the beginning of the year. Our penalty kill has looked really good. You know,
that was something that really needed to change too.
Right, and you know we lost the special teams battle last night, but before that, I think again I should probably have these numbers ready, but I think we had killed 14 penalties in a row until Jersey getting 2 out of 3 last night. And in killing those 14 in a row, we've really we're looking for those breakaways. We're looking for that stretch pass. I mean, Niskanen had a shorthanded bid. Hayes had a goal. G and Stewart had a good shot at a shorthanded in recent memory. I think that the Flyers are going to lead the league in shorthanded goals by the end of the year. That's my bold prediction. You heard it here first on the Flying P podcast.
Shorthanded goals, leading the league.
Yep.
I guess we're going to see.
Yeah.
We've only had 1 so far.
We have only had 1. But, you know, it's early. I think, what's the most shorthanded goals scored in a season? Do you know?
So I have it right here.
Yeah.
Google has informed me.
Mm-hmm.
This is by player.
By player.
And the answer, let me ask you, who do you think it is?
So,
do you think it's Gretzky? Because it's Mario Lemieux.
Really?
Let me say that again. Do you think it's Gretzky?
No.
Because it's Mario Lemieux.
What? Nani? What? How many shorthanded goals has he scored in his
13.
career? 13 in his
in 1 season.
In 1 season, just by himself.
All-time record.
Jeez, seriously?
Yeah, 16 a season. All-time record shorthanded goals. Now this is where Gretzky comes up. 73 shorthanded goals all time. You know who follows him?
Who?
Jaromir Jagr.
Go figure. How many does he have?
He has... Oh, wait, never mind. That was points.
Well, yeah, that would.
He has 11, if you're asking. I was like, this stat doesn't look right. It's Mark Messier.
Really?
Yeah. And then Stevie Yzerman, then Mario Lemieux. Well, out of... Oh, that's an interesting stat. It's an interesting stat. Out of all the active players, the most shorthanded goals has been Brad Marchand. But following that, Michael Grabner.
Yeah, I believe it. No, he's definitely a shorthanded expert.
22.
Wow. I still wish the Flyers got him.
Well, you want to hear the next two?
Yeah.
Eric Stahl and Andrew Cogliano.
Okay.
Like what? Franz Nielsen, Jeff Carter, I could see. Patrick Marleau.
I can see that.
So I wasn't expecting to see Cogliano and Grabner on there, but you say he's a shorthanded expert.
Grabner? Yeah, he's very good shorthanded, and he's very fast skater. So right now, we are 6-5-1. Just above 500. I get it. Flyers fans don't want another middling season. But we've played 12 games. We're 12 games in. So I'm not worried too much. But I will say this. This next month is going to be a telling sign for what kind of Flyers team we have. We have a lot of back-to-backs. We have a lot of games. We are playing a lot of really good teams. And we're going to find out exactly how good we are right now and how bad we are. We're going to find out where our holes are and where our strengths lie. This is going to be a difficult stretch, and it's against a lot of East Coast teams. So these are big games. These are teams that you want to play well against and do good against. So obviously tonight we have Maple Leafs, followed by the Hurricanes on the 5th, followed by Canadiens on the 7th. We're playing the Maple Leafs again the 9th. But we have the Bruins, the Capitals. You know, that's a tough stretch.
These are going to be a lot of tough games.
Right.
They're not going to be easy, especially the Bruins.
Right, so we have the Senators, which we should win. And then we're playing the Islanders again, Panthers, Hurricanes again. We have the Flames again. We have the Canucks. They just had a pretty big come-behind win, didn't they? No, they lost.
The Canucks, they lost hard.
Yeah, but hard? Was it hard?
Well, Pettersson got me negative 0.2 points. So, Quinn Hughes was injured. So,
yeah, I have to get him off my other team. Yeah, no, they lost in overtime. That's fun.
So it wasn't hard, but Pettersson was largely not there.
Right, and then we end the month with the Canadiens again. So this is... I mean, Hurricanes are firing on all cylinders. The Capitals are firing on all cylinders, as are the Bruins. The Flames have already beat us. The Islanders have already beat us. So this is a stretch that is going to be a defining moment for this team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting too, specifically with the Hurricanes. Sebastian Aho was moved to the second line. He hasn't been that great this year. Well, the last few games, he has a goal and an assist.
Really?
Or goal and 2 assists.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's starting to wake up a little bit.
That's
but Jordan Stahl is centering first line.
Didn't see that coming. No, but I mean, hey, it's working. I mean, what is their record this year? Do you know?
For Carolina?
Yeah, I have it right here. 9-3-1.
That's a good record.
That's a damn good record. Capitals 10-2-3. Islanders 9-3-0. Boston 9-1-2. Montreal 7-4. Yeah, even Florida 6-3-4. You know, they have 4 overtime losses, but still only 3 regular time losses. So
Florida has their own issues. I can see that. But we've also played the least or second to least amount of games. The only teams that have played less games than us is New Jersey, Ottawa, and Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago has a real easy start to the year.
New York. They're down at the bottom of that list right there. 10.
Really?
New York has only played 10 games. New York Rangers.
Did you hear that Kako is getting some
Special treatment?
not special treatment, some help?
Yeah, he has a guy who came over,
Yeah.
speaks the same language as him, so he can talk to someone
Right.
in his
And
native tongue.
Right.
Poor guy, like he's 18 years old.
Can you put yourself in and here's what everyone needs to remember, and especially with Nolan Patrick, these are people.
These are young people too.
These are young people under an incredible amount of stress, and as much as we can say, hey, it's game time, turn all that off and compete and perform and blah 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 blah. You're a professional athlete. This is what you get paid to do. Everyone has bad days. Everyone deals with mental issues. But can you imagine coming to a new country, New York City, one of the probably to him the biggest city of America?
Yeah.
Not speaking the language at all. Not having anybody to talk to, absolute culture shock. You can't even go out and understand anybody.
And be expected to be, if not the best, the second best new rookie in the entire league.
Right, it's just not gonna happen.
On a team that was middling for the longest time.
Right, it's just, you have to understand that that's gotta be a shock. I know I personally wouldn't handle that well.
Yeah, all the boomers out there that like to shit on people. Imagine your 17, 16-year-old son getting shipped off to Finland.
You know what the boomers would say?
What would the boomers say?
Oh, my day, mental health wasn't a thing. You just had to sucked it up and you got hard as steel. That's what you gotta do. You gotta play with more grit, a little more heart, and get on out there.
Play a little more grit, play a little more heart. Just wake up. It'll be alright.
Just wake up. God, they just need to, if only they could just...
Silence, boomer!
Step it up a little bit and play a little faster and stuff.
Oh, I've got a message from a boomer for you.
Is it from a boomer?
It's from a boomer. His name's Greg.
Are they top fans?
Oh, yeah, he has a top fan diamond badge.
Ooh.
It's from Greg.
Ooh.
Can't stand Pittsburgh and Crosby.
I mean, fair.
Flyers haven't showed up to play against this team in the last few years.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since we won. Nothing comes back to memory. It's not like we won our first Winter Classic or outdoor game against them last year or something.
Well, I actually did a little bit of the research, and though they have won more games than us since the past about 10 years, compared to us versus them,
yeah,
they're not that far away. We were about 85%. So,
where are you getting that stat, Greg?
Just Google.
Come on, Greg.
But it was actually ESPN.
We haven't been... Well, you're wrong. Google's wrong. Clearly, we haven't shown up in the past couple years against Pittsburgh.
We haven't shown up. And specifically, Gary, who doesn't have a top fan badge, so I guess we can't actually talk about him. By the way, we've segued into the GM Couch Roast.
Yep.
Just gonna throw that one out there. Gary, who does not have a top fan badge, says, been saying for years, no leadership, too small and slow, no goalie, get rid of G, Jake, JVR, and Raffoli. They have done nothing to improve this team.
All right. I'm gonna drop our first F-bomb, or maybe our second F-bomb.
Your first F-bomb.
My first F-bomb. What's this guy's name again?
Gary.
Doesn't matter. He's a fucking idiot. First of all...
You literally said get rid of the whole team.
Yeah. God, when you lose one game against a rival and the Boo Birds are like, but we don't have any goaltending. Oh, God, it's just so frustrating.
So we have a rookie goalie who is playing his first year. He played 20 games?
20, 30 games.
Last season?
Yeah, I mean, he played a good amount, but this is his first full year.
I don't think he even played 20 games.
We can find out.
I'm pretty sure he only played 11. Because he got injured and he was hiding an injury.
Which is a big no-no. Big no-no. No, he played 31 games.
Okay.
He played 31 games. He won 16, lost 13 of them.
It was over 500.
Yeah.
Kid that got thrown in as the sixth goalie in the line.
He had a .917 save percentage, 2.83 goals against.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Carter Hart. Here's the thing. I guess we should talk about this because everyone's probably like, oh man, what's going on with Carter Hart? Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of the same thing that's going on with Kako. goaltenders especially in Philadelphia, are under
enormous stress.
Enormous amounts of stress and pressure. And Carter Hart is mature enough to handle it. You know, he has been a highly touted talent his entire life.
Yeah.
You know, so this is nothing new to him, but that doesn't mean he's not going to struggle. It's going to be an adjustment period. He's going to have stretches where he looks like a surefire Hall of Fame ballot. He's going to have stretches where I don't know if he's got anything there. It's just goaltenders mature late.
I agree with you.
Hope he didn't get into a Vezina conversation until he was 26 years old. Hellebuck has been a middling goaltender until he was like 25 years old. Goaltenders mature a lot later, and they remain in their prime for a lot longer than other players. You know?
Sorry. I just wanted to see how long I could... Never mind. Yeah. I agree with you 100% on that. This is a rookie goaltender, and we have nothing to worry about yet.
No. And guess what? Whether we like it or not, he's going to have probably more chances to prove himself than any other goaltender on there.
Let's also say one thing. Who else are you going to put in his spot?
I don't know.
Like, alright, so let's just say Hart gets injured, or they trade Hart.
Oh.
Because Hart's the worst.
God
he
damn.
lost his first 3 games in a row in his whole fucking...
If we trade Hart, I don't think I'm a Flyers fan anymore. I cannot handle trading away good goaltenders. Let's trade away Bob. Now let's trade away Hart. Hell, maybe we can get Steve Mason back.
I think we'd have to.
I think we'd have to
call him up. Because who else is there? Who are you gonna try to get?
I don't know, but I can tell you what. If the Devils can't find a replacement, we sure as shit can't.
Yeah.
So, no, Hart is fine. He has rebound issues, for sure. It looks like his glove side has been a little weak as of late. But he's fine. He's gonna be fine. I'll admit, he needs to start scoring more. But it's not for lack of chances. I mean, he was this close. He needs to start churning them, you know, into scoring opportunities. But we're talking about the guy who's led us in points he's led this team in points for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So, what more do you want him to do?
And his on ice, just being on ice, his percentage of points being put up has been leading the team too.
Right. So,
even if he wasn't involved in the play, him being on the ice as a playmaker in some fashion has led to goals.
Right. Yeah. So G's going to be good. JVR, I mean, I think he's been one of the better looking Flyers. I mean, Voracek, I'll admit, I have a love-hate relationship with Voracek.
So do I. I have his jersey, and it's dirty, and I love it, but...
Yeah, so, like, yeah, dude, I get it. Voracek can be pretty frustrating. There are times when he looks like an absolute 80-point scorer, and there are times where he doesn't look anything close to that. You know, and I don't think AV likes Voracek very much. I think Voracek's kind of been in the doghouse semi a couple times this year.
It's really possible. I mean, Voracek's getting older. He's not old yet, but he's getting older. He, in the past 2 seasons, has had some struggles.
Right, but Voracek's also a streaky guy.
He is a very streaky guy, but he plays well with his team.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what else did he say? I mean, I'm not done tearing apart this guy.
Oh, you want more Greg?
Yeah.
He said that you should get rid of G. He said that you should get rid of Jake Voracek.
Uh-huh.
He said that JVR should go.
Really?
And Raffoli should go.
Raffoli? But I really like Raffoli.
His words, not mine. Raffoli.
So I just want to say that Michael Raffel has 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points right now. You know what that's tied with? That's tied with JVR. That's higher than Gostisbehere. That's Sanheim, Lawton, Farabee, 1 point below G, 1 point below Provorov. That's 1 point below Hayes. That's 2 points below Coots. Also, he's your 3rd line / 4th line guy. Why do we want to get rid of Raffel?
I want to say Raffel's the new Wayne Simmons.
You think?
Minus the fighting. Raffel seems to embody the grit and the heart and the passion that this team needs.
Yeah, I mean, I have no issues with Raffel. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
He's not my favorite Flyer, but he is... If I was going to say who is a Flyer who embodies Flyers, it would be Raffle.
The culture. Yeah, I can see that. You know who's quickly growing on me?
Who?
Kevin Hayes.
Is he?
Yeah.
I enjoy his play. I enjoy that he looks faster now, which I was concerned with in the beginning, and now is no longer a concern.
Yeah.
I enjoy his stick handling, his ability to take shots, but I feel like his decision making still needs work.
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, all I know is that when the puck's on his stick,
he's going for it.
He's going for it.
Yeah,
good things happen.
That is true.
I mean, he's got 4 goals, 3 assists. He's playing with Farabee right now. They seem to be getting some connection going. I don't know. He looks good. He looks great on the penalty kill, which is what we needed him to be. I think he's earning his contract. I'd like to see a little more points from him, but he's not far, you know. He's got 7 points right now. So, I don't know. I think he looks good. His skating looks good. Stick handling looks good. He definitely needs to finish more, but I think we're starting to see that. You know, and he set up Farabee last night real well in overtime.
He did.
Was that overtime?
No.
No, it was.
No, Coots was overtime.
Right. Farabee ended up getting a great shot off.
Oh wait, no, you're right. It was Farabee because they took the shot back.
Yeah, because he kicked it in.
Yeah, because it was a kick.
Yeah, so that was, you know, it's all working out there, man.
Well, just some comparison players this season so far for Raffle. Drew Doughty, JVR. Ryan O'Reilly has the same amount of goals. That's not really a good comparison. He has 11 assists.
well.
Kasperi Kapanen.
Right.
Who else we got in here? Brady Tkachuk. Ricard Raquel. Dustin Brown.
We should clearly trade Raffle, though.
We should trade Raffle, yeah. Same points as these players.
Right.
Soderberg. Casey Middlestat. Ilya Kovalchuk.
We should trade Raffle for Kovalchuk.
So, yeah, Chris Tierney. There's plenty of players in here who... Ryan Dzingel.
Right. Yeah.
There's plenty of players in here who are third and second line players that Raffle is neck to neck with.
Yeah, Raffle's not a top 6. He's a bottom 6. And
he's
scoring...
a bottom 6 for a reason.
Yeah. And that's fine. You need bottom 6 guys.
Yeah. It's a frickin' position.
That's why they're
you
there.
Need it. It's why it exists.
There's a reason Michael Raffle has been on this team for so long. Because he plays hockey the right way. He's gritty. He does all the stuff around the boards. He's a good penalty killer. He's a good teammate. He skates fast. He skates hard. He's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going anywhere, you know?
I don't think he is either. All right, Shane, so I got this one more for you.
Yep.
This is from Joseph after the Pittsburgh game.
Hey, Joe. How you feeling?
How you doing, Joe?
How you doing, Joe?
How you doing? Joe says, and I'm going to read this exactly as it's written.
Yes.
Because it's a mess.
I'm excited.
This wasn't a goalie issue.
Okay.
Ellipses. This is a team issue.
Oh, really?
Couturier.
Wait.
However it's spelt.
Couturier?
A freaking turnover. And slap a rocket at the board machine. G. Quiet as a mouse. Ellipses. Shake this club up already. Ellipses. Getting rid of Hextall was a mistake.
Oh, yeah?
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No farm system now.
What?
Ellipses. Just years of agonizing lameness to follow until the check writers do something.
Wow. Where do I start?
It was a lot.
They did shake the team up.
So we don't have a farm system, Shane.
You're right. It's
no farm system.
God, when I just look at our farm system, it's like...
Who's this Frost guy?
Who's this Frost?
What's this Farabee dude?
Rebetsov,
Torinsky.
God, Myers.
Who'd have thought that we were supposed to have young players?
Right. I mean, Isaac Ratcliffe, I guess he's nobody.
At least we agree on one thing, though. It wasn't a goalie issue.
It wasn't.
It was a whole fucking team issue.
It was part of goalie issue, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But no. So, yeah, you're right. This wasn't a goalie issue. Do we need to shake this team up? I will say this. If we have another middling year where we don't make the playoffs, You know what? You're absolutely right. Then it is time to shake the team up. Because that's when the team does need to be shaken up. But, like, can you honestly look at this team and tell me this looks like the same exact team we've had in the past? Because it doesn't to me.
No, it doesn't.
I've been watching a lot of hockey, and this team, I know the record isn't where we want it to be, but they look good. And what do you mean they're slow? They're fast. This is the fastest Flyers team we've had. Their passing is way better.
Well, let me just bring up one thing. Couturier.
Yeah, that guy.
A freaking turnover.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means he had a turnover.
You had one turnover, so we're gonna blow everything up.
Yeah.
There's literally a stat for that.
There is.
There's usually like 5, 6, up to 12 of them a game.
Yeah, they happen. They're unavoidable. I mean, that's just what it is.
What does slap a rocket at the boards machine mean?
Maybe he's talking about Ghost.
That's a clever name.
That is a clever name. What's this guy's name again?
Joseph.
All right, Joe. You get props for that because
I'm gonna start calling Ghost slap a rocket at the boards machine. That's a fantastic name.
It is a fantastic slap a rocket at the boards machine.
Joseph, you're going in the Hall of Fame, buddy. Like,
yeah, but you're dumb for the farm thing.
The rest of it was pretty dumb.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's tough. To me, it's not the same Flyers team. It doesn't need to shake up. We look a lot better. We just need to wait and see how it goes. You know,
getting rid of Hextall was fine. We needed to get rid of Hextall.
I agree. He built our farm up, but then he wasn't doing the things that needed to be done.
He was placating Hextall's bullshit.
I don't know. He
was protecting him.
I disagree.
How?
I think it's the other way around. I think that...
You think Hextall was protecting Hextall?
No. I think the issue with that team was more so Hextall, less so Hackstall. I think that there's a reason, and it didn't work out, but there's a reason that Hackstall kept his job for a little bit after Hextall was fired.
What was that?
I think it's because I've read a couple of things, and this is all paraphrasing, and none of it is confirmed. It's all probably bullshit, that Hextall was a notorious micromanager.
Oh, I could believe that.
And
I could believe that he would not allow Hextall to do specific things.
I think what it really came down to is Hextall was overstepping his boundaries and making Hextall do things that he necessarily didn't want to do. And not saying that Hextall didn't deserve to be fired, and he absolutely did, and I'm happy that it happened. But I think that...
This is a point where they're all accountable, yeah.
Right. I think that maybe Hextall was a little bit more of an issue than we know.
Well, that's the thing, because a lot of this is insider stuff, and you see Hextall, when he left, he immediately got a job in Toronto.
Right. Immediately.
So they know something.
Right.
They're not going to say this guy who just ran a team into the ground is going to... well, it's the NHL. Maybe they would.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, here's the thing. Look at Craig Berube. He won a cup. He did not do well with us, but he learned. He became another assistant. He learned from his mistakes, and he was in the right place at the right time, and he seized that team and made them good.
That's interesting. You may have changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah?
But yeah, still, Hextall had to go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no denying it. You know, Craig Berube, I mean, when the Blues won the cup, everyone was like, oh, we should have kept him. It's like, we shouldn't have. Because that's how these things work. You learn as you go along.
All right, so Shane, last one.
Yeah.
And this one has been echoed by many of the people, but I got this one from Mike. He's a top fan. He says...
Top fan?
Yep. He says, what has been echoed by many of the other people, so it's not just Mike, buy out Claude the Fraud.
Why?
That's all I have. That's all he said. Would you like to speculate? All right, so Claude Giroux has not scored as many goals as he should have.
Not a goal scorer, playmaker.
Claude Giroux has not scored enough assists.
He's got 5 right now.
He needs more. He's played 8 games, 9 games, 10 games, 30 games, 82 games. It's not enough, Shane.
It's a sin. It's a sin. I mean, here's the thing. Claude Giroux is now 32 years old. The Flyers wasted Giroux's prime. They absolutely wasted Giroux's prime. They never gave him a team around him, you know. We've always been a one-trick pony. We've been a one-line team, and it's been why we have failed a lot in the past. And yeah, listen, I think this year might be the first year that G maybe doesn't lead the team in points. But guess what? G's led the team in points. So as much you can yell at G all you want. G, you should have done more. G, you should have played better there. G, you need to get more goals. You need to get more points. He's got the most goals and points on the fucking team, John.
But
he's climbing the leaderboards of all-time points.
Yeah, he's all-time points 769 right now.
It's like, you know what it's like?
Now, it's not the leaderboard. He's not topping it, but
yeah.
He's up there.
It's like the Capitals complaining that they can't win a cup and saying, Ovi, do more.
Ovechkin, why are you so bad?
Yeah. And I will admit, Ovi had, he was a little bit lazy on the defensive zone, but he's fixed, since changed that. But still.
Yeah, but he's Ovechkin.
Yeah. Like, G is not a superstar.
Not anymore, at least.
No.
He could have been one.
I do truly believe that in his prime, if we had put the correct pieces around him.
25, 26 years old, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
He's only projected for 48 points this year.
48 points?
48 points.
That would be half of what he got last year.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I see him getting...
This is from ESPN.
Yeah, I think he's going to get maybe like 70, probably close to 85 again. I don't think he's going to do his 100 again. I think that was
the 100 days are over.
Well, that was a special year where G... And that's another thing. We don't make the playoffs in 2017, 2018 without Claude Giroux absolutely carrying the whole team on his back.
Yep.
So, I don't really get people's obsession with Claude Giroux.
Well, that's probably why he had so much trouble the next season, because his back was thrown out.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a...
I think I'm so funny, and it's just... Oh my god.
So no, I don't understand. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, so the GM coaches, the couch coaches, I understand that we're essentially doing the same thing, but we have a podcast and a microphone, and you're choosing to listen to us. I have to click a button and see all these dumbass comments.
Yeah. I stay away from Facebook just because it's so... I mean... When we're good, we're good. One loss, everybody is like, trade the whole team. They suck. Oh my god.
The problem a lot of the time is, first off, who are you going to trade this person to? Whoever player X is. And who are you going to get for them?
Right.
People don't just trade away star players for no reason.
Right. And that's the thing.
Either side. Like, if I offer you Claude Giroux, who am I going to get for Claude Giroux? No one's going to trade a Claude Giroux caliber player for no reason.
Right, we're not going to get if we, let's just say we decide, let's just say next year, let's say this year we suck. We don't make the playoffs. They look at this team and they're like, we need to shake things up. I don't necessarily think trading G is what you do, but I could totally see it happening, and I would in a weird way understand, because if we don't win or have success this year, then I do truly believe that there is something wrong with this core. And that core is G, Ghost, Voracek, right? So one of those guys has got to go. And I'm
still voting Ghost.
I think Ghost is probably the most expendable at this point. And it
would be Ghost or Jake. They're not going to trade G.
Agree. But if you do trade G, you're not going to get a G like caliber player back. You're gonna get a top 6 prospect.
You're gonna get a prospect and like a
draft pick.
Third line. You're going with draft picks.
Yeah, I think they'll get a prospect.
You think they're just all draft picks?
No, I think we'll probably to get G. It really depends on the kind of year he has this year too. For his trade value. But let's just say in a perfect world, we'd probably get some sort of prospect that is projected to be a top 6 guy, maybe not a superstar. We'll probably get a solid, maybe second, third line player and some sort of draft pick compensation for him.
All right, I'll give you an example. What about Ghost for Quinn Hughes?
Why would they do that, though?
Oh, well, maybe they want to make a run for the playoffs. And
Yeah, but I don't see Vancouver making a run for the playoffs.
They haven't been that bad.
They haven't been that bad, but until they can consistently put it together...
We're going to have to ask the hockey guy what he
We
thinks.
will... God. If you guys ever get a hankering for some hockey stuff, check out...
He doesn't stop talking about hockey.
No, check out the hockey guy on YouTube. He just him.
His name's Shannon. It's not beautiful. It's not fancy. It's just Shannon talking about hockey.
He's got a whiteboard. He puts some stuff on it.
Oh my god, that whiteboard is huge too, and he just fills it.
But you know what?
He says he's
It works.
guardedly optimistic about them this year.
About what?
About Vancouver. He's
Well,
guardedly optimistic.
Well, he's a big Vancouver fan.
Yeah, he's a Vancouver Dallas fan. It's an odd group of, and he likes Boston too.
What a weird.
It's like he's just like picks one from every part of the country.
Well, why not?
He's got one in Japan. He's like, yeah, it's my team right there.
So yeah,
I mean, I gotta admit, I like Vancouver.
yeah. No, I
But
mean
they're a West Coast team. I'm allowed to like Vancouver.
I like all the West Coast teams I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the East Coast teams that get a little dicey because I like the Hurricanes, but not as much as the Flyers.
No. So I'm not a huge Hurricanes fan. I like the players on the team, but I don't want to see the Hurricanes winning anything.
Why? What is your hate?
Because I'd rather see the Flyers win.
I mean, yeah, me too. I'm gonna agree with that. So why don't we take a look ahead at what we got left? So we have
Toronto.
Coming up today, we have the Maple Leafs and Flyers. Why don't we get some predictions going on for this one?
I'm gonna say Farabee goal number 2.
Ooh, Farabee goal number 2.
I'm gonna say Farabee goal number 2. I'm gonna say Couturier is a big part of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say Elliott lets in 3.
3. Yeah, I'd like to see Elliott go back to a little bit what we've seen from him earlier in the year. I think Konechny's going to just keep on trucking along, man. I think he's just going to be... I don't think he's going to have a lot of games off this year where he doesn't get points, so I'm going to go with that second line again being big.
Yeah.
I also am calling it JVR. JVR returning, playing against his old team. He's going to tear it up. He did last year, too.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to like playing against them. He wasn't happy there from what I heard.
No, I don't think that's the crazy
I don't think
thing.
anyone's happy there.
That's crazy. I mean, think about the amount of talent on that
It's
team.
the pressure and the news media and everything they have to go through, and they just constantly lose to Boston all the time.
Yeah, do you think that Tavares kind of regrets going there?
I think parts of him may, but he didn't seem to mesh with the Islanders.
That's the weird thing, yeah. I mean, and
Maybe it's him.
I was about to say, is the problem Tavares?
Is the problem Tavares?
Because, like, he leaves, and then Islanders become a playoff team. And I would say, I mean, look at their record this year. They're a playoff team this year, probably, too.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't think they had the personnel, but they are well coached, and that's all you need. You know, and Tavares had season high, career highs last year. And, you know, I know he's hurt now, but God, they're a mess this year.
It's interesting. It kind of reminds me of the PK Subban situation with Montreal and then with Nashville, where, yeah, he's a really good player. But as he gets older, well, Tavares isn't as old as PK,
Yeah.
but specifically with the PK situation, as he gets older and he gets less sharp.
Yeah.
But PK was also a philanthropist, and he bought wings of hospitals and stuff, so...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has a hospital, like, named after him in Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will, you know, I don't... He's not my favorite person in the world. He gets a little dirty on the ice at times, but...
Yeah, he can be, but he
does a lot.
He either does a lot... I don't know him, so I can say, well, you know, maybe he just wants to do a lot out of the goodness of his heart, or he wants to do a lot because it makes him look good.
Doesn't matter, though. I mean, he's in a position...
Personally, I don't give a shit.
And that's the thing. He's in a position of power. You know, he has the money to do it. Whether he's doing it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, at least he's doing it.
Yeah. He always has some kind of controversy around him, though.
Definitely. And I wonder how long it's going to take until the controversy picks up in Jersey.
I mean, their whole family is a hockey family.
Yeah. I mean, Malcolm Subban plays he backs up Fleury.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll ever I don't think so. I think he's just a backup, probably.
He's probably a backup.
So I think that I'd like to see the Flyers win this. I think it's very important to build some momentum here. Because if we can win this, that's 2 in a row. We can go into Tuesday, the 5th, for the Hurricanes and contest. But that's a tough one, man. I could see them losing. On Thursday, the 7th, we've got the Canadiens. Montreal again, Saturday, the 9th. And Sunday, we end it with the Bruins. So that's a look at this upcoming week for the Flyers' schedule.
Yeah, I think if we can shut Domi down, we'll be okay against Montreal.
And Armia, or whatever that guy's name is. He's been tearing it up recently.
With Toronto, yeah, that's hard to say. They have so much goal-scoring potential. It's going to be a defensive game for us.
Yeah, one thing we didn't touch on is Flyers need to do better with the net front presence.
Oh, yeah, the net front presence has been a nightmare.
Right. But I think
our defensive net front presence.
Yes, yeah. I think our defense, we were blocking shots, we're in the lanes, but our goaltenders need to do better with the rebounds, but at the same time, we need to clear those rebounds because they can't get every rebound.
Yeah. Hart and Elliott are not going to stop every single rebound.
No.
There needs to be someone there to slap the puck away.
And there really hasn't been. So we got 5 games coming up against really good teams. I say if the Flyers can go 3-2 in this stretch, that's a victory. Because, yeah, I mean, we're probably, I'm going to call it, I don't know how we're going to do up against the Hurricanes. And I don't know how we're going to do against Boston. But I think the Canadiens and I think the Maple Leafs, I think they're doable games. And maybe if we can steal one away from either the Hurricanes or the Bruins, then I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I think we could the Canes just because their stars seem to be struggling right now.
Yeah.
And so if we have 2 semi-struggling teams where our players who are supposed to be the backup scorers are actually scoring, it could be a toss-up.
It could be, absolutely. And
but the Canes are still, by numbers, a much better team as far as standings go. So
I mean, they haven't lost a whole bunch. So
yeah. I guess we'll just see. We'll come back next week. We'll see how we're doing.
We'll talk about it. We'll see if we did go 3-2, or maybe we go 5-0, or maybe we go 0-5. We'll talk about it.
I sure hope we don't go 0-5.
I was very happy that they won last night, so we didn't have to wake up this morning and just a shit fest on the Flyers. We have some positive here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Enough. All right. Well, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, we love you. If you didn't make it this far, we don't love you. No, I'm kidding. But join us next week. We'll be back. We'll actually be back. Sometimes I work out of town, so
we're doing the best we can.
It can be tough to record sometimes. We're figuring it out.
But try to, like our Facebook, like our YouTube. We're uploading to YouTube and Podbean at the moment.
Podbean, going to add some more, probably set up on iTunes at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. Is SoundCloud a good one for podcasts? Or?
I have no idea. We'll have to find out. If anyone knows, let us know.
Let us know. All right. See you guys next week.
Adios.